You're listening to DraftKings Network.
This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. During tax season, your personal info travels to a lot of places. Between payroll, your tax consultant, and the IRS. If your W-2 gets exposed, that's just the ticket for identity thieves. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity is stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Don't let identity thieves take you for a ride. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
Now's a good time to remember where tequila's story truly began. In 1795, Cuervo invented tequila.
Cuervo.
What are you doing here?
Cuervo. Anytime someone says Cuervo, I show up.
Well, I do know that to be true, but even during ad reads, like...
Cuervo.
I think you could lay out, especially for one of our great partners.
Sweet, delicious Cuervo.
Since then, Cuervo has stayed true to its roots. The same family, the same land, the same passion.
Cuervo.
So, enjoy the tequila that started it all. Cuervo.
Cuervo.
The tequila that invented tequila. Proximo. Cuervo.com. Please drink responsibly.
Cuervo.
Welcome to the Big Suey, presented by DraftKings,
Why are you listening to this show?
the podcast that seems very similar to the other Dan Le Batard podcast.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to apologize for that.
In fact, the only difference seems to be this imaging.
I have been tempted in restaurants just walking past tables to grab somebody's fries that if they're just there. That hasn't happened to you guys?
I've done it.
And now, here's the marching man to nowhere, Fat Face, and the habitual liar.
Peter Rosenberg is going to join us here momentarily to talk ostensibly about Oscars, but I also want to talk some basketball with him. And Roy, give me the stat of the day music, please, because I'm just going to put something on the screen here, and I'm going to get Peter Rosenberg's instant reaction as someone who's loved sports for a long time to give me like 30 seconds on the stat I'm going to put in front of him right now.
Start of the day, it is the start of the day. Start of the day, start of the day, it is the start of the day. Start of the day, start of the day, it is the start of the day. Start of the day, start of the day, it is the start of the day.
Stat of the Day is presented by Miller Lite.
Thank you for playing the short version of that. I have said that in my lifetime, the best basketball I have ever seen played by a single individual was the last of LeBron James here in Miami in his prime, when he mastered basketball and shot like 58% from the field because he just mastered the entirety of the sport. The stat in front of you right now has his lines from the 2012-2013 MVP with Miami, and it also has his statistics since turning 40 years old. And since turning 40 years old, all the stats, except for, a 0.3 of a point scoring, all of the stats are better now than they were his 2012-2013 MVP season. So, Peter, mastery and the highest form of art, or science has made it so 40-year-olds can be better than they've ever been?
I'll go with a healthy combination of both, but I think it is more mastery for LeBron James. I mean, the fact of the matter is, if LeBron wasn't the nice guy that he is and sort of the regular human being, like if he was a freakish monster, a competitive lunatic, I think people would be a lot more comfortable putting him in the conversation for GOAT. I really think that's his biggest flaw, is that people don't think he's a killer, because you look at the numbers and it's absolutely insane.
The thing I wanted to talk to you about, because this was something I saw over the weekend, it legitimately made me sad about the era that he plays in, because he is articulating at the end of what is a majestic run of greatness through the sports argument culture. He's saying, yeah, you don't want to be the face of the NBA. Why would you want to be the face? Why would you want to be me? No, you don't want to be me. Everybody's just going to shit on you. All the players today are going to shit on you. You don't want to be the social media star face of the NBA, because you're going to all of a sudden go from, you used to get nothing but applause before you did that television show, to now You're something that exists as, you're not great enough and less than human on the internet. So you explain to me, Peter, why LeBron James would be saying out loud at 40, you don't want to be the face of the NBA. Not the way we talk about the NBA today.
It's the exact thing that I just said. It's because he's not that dude. Like, he is not a killer. You know, that was not a Kobe or Jordan thing to say. That was a LeBron James thing to say, which is basically to admit he is a sensitive human being. He gets bothered when, people he respects from the game, former players, have criticisms of the guys who run this league now, or the faces of this league. I think it bothers him. And I think that is exactly what separates him. Kobe would have been a middle fingers up. Of course, I'm the face of this league. And if you have a problem with the league, F you, or I agree with you, we do need to fix this league. And that's not LeBron's style. So I really do see it as sort of the same thing. I didn't love the response from LeBron, because although I do think LeBron is one of the greatest players who's ever lived, I do think his friendly approach is one of the things that people don't love about this version of the league.
Didn't he also say, like, I didn't ask for any of this in the same quote?
He did. I think that's what he did. Like, why would he ask for it? I didn't ask for it. I was just given this. But at the same time, as I'm saying the things that I'll point out as flaws about LeBron James, a lot of the arrows that LeBron takes, Dan, no one knows this any better than you. He takes them because of who he is and the issues he's decided to stand for off the court as well. Just like I said, Michael Jordan was the killer on the floor. Michael also said Republicans buy sneakers. He didn't stand for anything. Whereas LeBron James has been so hated by people on the right that they think he made up racial slurs and put them on his gate. So we can't ignore that part of the criticism with LeBron is that he has stood for things at times that a certain sector of the population doesn't want to hear about.
Before we get to the Oscars, I will tell you, and I don't know if Mike Ryan hides from this, I would not blame him if he did. For the first time in 15 years, Miami is getting punched in the face with the idea that the Knicks are better. Ever since playing the Miami Heat in the playoffs when Jalen Brunson wasn't good enough and clearly not good enough for the Jimmy Butler Heat, what you've seen happen over the last couple of years is the Knicks have surpassed the Heat, so much so that last night when scoring gets hard, what happens to the Heat always happens to the Heat late, and the Knicks run away with the game and have now won 8 of their last 10 against the Miami Heat because they're clearly better than the Miami Heat. Nobody would dispute that. It is a sword that hurts to put down because it's not something that's been so for 15 years.
I don't even have a callus built up for it because really there was a brief moment in time for about 2 years where the Knicks were reminding the Heat in the playoffs that they were better than them, and then my entire adult life has been charmed with the fact that I've known the Miami Heat are way better than that New York Knicks franchise and more illustrious when it comes to the game's history than that franchise.
I don't like the smile on Rosenberg's face right now. It bothers me.
Well, I mean, if he's a Knicks guy, he also knows that they haven't accomplished anything.
No, listen,
the only thing that they've accomplished is letting Miami know that they are now better than them, which is, kudos to them, not often.
No, listen, I'm not a Knicks fan. I'm a Celtics fan who just covers the Knicks every day. I will say I do get pleasure from seeing you guys down bad.
That's what I'm saying. Yes, that's what it said. So that's what I'm saying.
Celtics
Like
fan.
it was. Yes, it doesn't matter. But it doesn't matter whether you're a New York guy or a Boston guy. The smile on your face, it bothers me. It bothers me.
No. I get it because you guys are one of those franchises. Like, I don't know how much you fully appreciate it, that you guys are like the San Francisco 49ers or the Golden State Warriors or the Yankees. You are perpetually good. Like, you may not win the title every year, but you are always there. And so, seeing you guys down bad a little bit, especially knowing it's going to last for about 8 seconds before you get one piece injected in that team and Spoelstra has you winning another title, I'm enjoying it a tad.
Anyway, last night the Knicks do that, and yet what I was watching over the weekend from Cleveland and Boston, I see that Boston gets 60 from Tatum and Brown. No Porzingis, no Drew Holiday. They're up 25-3, and Tatum's walking off the court telling the Cavs, F out of here, and then they lose the game because Cleveland's really good. And Cleveland all regular season has been better than the champions.
Cleveland it's so crazy that Cleveland is this good. It's a fun conversation to have. When was there if they were to win the title, when was there a less sexy championship team than the 2025 Cleveland Cavaliers. Like on paper, there is nothing to sell about this team. I mean, you could try to sell Donovan Mitchell. I don't know how much you're going to sell to the American people, but they are just that good. Like that is a well-coached, phenomenal basketball team. And even as a Celtics fan, I'm so curious to see what they bring in the playoffs. And frankly, not thrilled about the idea of a 7-game series with the Cleveland Cavaliers.
I feel like most people would tell you last year's Celtics were not that sexy.
Oh, well, guess what? They would be lying because that Celtics team at least has 2
You're a
dynamic
liar.
stars.
Don't tell him what's sexy.
Yeah, I know what sexy is. Excuse me. Look at me.
No, you don't.
I know. I think Tatum's a sexy player. Tatum and Brown are both sexy. Kristaps has a little sex appeal.
Oh, get out of here.
Go 3 deep on Cleveland and talk to me about sex appeal. Oh, Al Horford.
Al Horford.
Dominicano.
Sexy. See?
Okay, I'll give you Al Horford.
And by the way, you have a beautiful transition to the Oscars from Al Horford right to Zoe Saldana. It's sitting right there for you.
Well, go ahead. Here, you're our Oscars expert here. Greg Cody's got a lot of opinions too, but you're coming in to talk some Oscars with us. What are you doing? What are you backing away from the microphone for?
Well, listen, I don't know how I'm an Oscars expert. I have one particularly strong take about the Oscars because to me, the true theater that happened this weekend was John Cena turning heel in WWE. That to me was more theater than I got from the best picture winner. I listen, we have a lot of things that have us down bad as a nation. A lot of things have us down bad. Friday was a true low point. However, Anora was best picture. Like, it was a nice movie. It was like, where is this going? Okay, I love seeing random things about, like, Russian spots in Sheepshead Bay, Brooklyn. This is cool, very Brooklyn-y, fun movie, strip clubs, blah. It's best picture? Did that happen? It happened while I was sleeping. That actually happened, right?
Yeah, I guess it just may indicate that it's a down year for films like critically acclaimed films, your traditional Oscar winners. Last year was such a loaded category that maybe you could pluck 3 of those films that were nominated last year and say they could have very easily won this year.
Well, yeah, because last year at least you have multiple movies. Oppenheimer, whether it's your cup of tea or not, you know it's sort of Oscars ilk. Same with Killers of the Flower Moon, American Fiction, like very sort of Oscar-y movies. And I guess you're right. The category this year, when you see Dune Part 2, you're thinking, well, let's be honest, when you see Part 2 in the Best Picture, short of The Godfather, it's an odd thing to see. But yeah, no part of me thought Anora was winning Best Picture. The performances were great. I just didn't think it was that great a film, though I'm not exactly sure where you go with that category this year.
Put it on the poll at Le Batard Show. Is Part 2 ever Oscar worthy? Because he brings up a good point.
The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers.
Godfather 2.
Godfather.
Well, he just mentioned something.
The Return of the King won Best Picture. That's a Part 3.
Okay, I stand corrected then. Fine. Stop shouting at me.
I believe Fallout was the 7th in the series. 6, because then there was Part 7, Part 1.
Okay, I got it.
James Bond 25. Good film.
That was the one.
That's not going to win. James Bond has not ever won any Oscars, I don't believe.
Let's keep it that way.
Okay, thank you. I don't understand what it is that you are contributing.
What's your problem,
I
Greg?
bet you it has for Best Original Song.
Hater.
I bet you it's kind of dominated that category.
I'm with you. There were like a lot of really good movies, but compared to like an Oppenheimer, which was, outstanding acting, great editing, Hall of Fame director and Christopher Nolan, they literally made a bomb and blew it up. Like, there wasn't a film like that in the Best Picture category this year, but there were a lot of really good movies that I saw that I liked a lot. It wasn't going to ever win in that category, but I would have liked to have seen I'm Still Here potentially win that award. I thought Conclave was really good. But yeah, Nora was a solid movie. I think people that watch it would like it, but it doesn't maybe totally hold up to a Best Picture win, but I mean, maybe it was the best one this year.
I had trouble here, and this is a delayed penalty for Greg Cody.
Minor penalty, 2 minutes for adding nothing.
Okay, you were not useful there, so please leave the room for 2 minutes.
I got so much to say about the movies.
Okay, but please go say it. All right, go say it elsewhere. But I will say that what Peter has brought up here, he's the voice of WWE's newest series, WWE Evolve. It starts March 3rd on Tubi. You were saying, because you're here to promote that, wrestling is having a real moment with the streaming services and being able to make content for a lot of different people that's evolving the sport on Tubi. two fronts. What's this project you're involved with?
So Evolve starts on Wednesday on Tubi, and basically it's the new show to expose people to new talent. So because SmackDown and Raw are so big, and now the third show, NXT, is a really big show with big stars on it as well, and because, to your point, Dan, the product's doing so well, they started this new show on Tubi to expose new talent to the world, the future stars of the company. And yeah, I'm super stoked, because just as like every other kid who grew up being like, I want to be Gorilla Monsoon, and just pretended to do play-by-play, I am very excited about my first play-by-play gig in any capacity that starts on Wednesday. And Dan, I have to tell you, we both know a lot of people who do play-by-play. You know, I was with Michael Kay for nearly a decade. There's something about doing play-by-play that you're calling real action in the ring, but it's also a land of pretend that makes it a fascinating and difficult job that I did not imagine.
It is not only difficult, it's also wondrous to hear you, a grown man, say we all grew up wanting to be Gorilla Monsoon.
I know I did. Dan, we've counted at least 5 Academy Awards that the 007 franchise has won. We correctly picked out that they dominated Best Original Song. That's where at least 3 of these 5 came from. But Goldfinger won Best Sound Effects, and Thunderball won Best Visual Effects. So it is a tried and true Academy Award winner franchise.
They have 19 nominations, 6 wins over their
have they won any of the big awards?
Well, I mean, the Academy Awards.
What are you talking about?
Best sound effects.
They're all big.
Visual
Is
effects.
Thunderball sharks with lasers on their heads?
Yeah.
Is it?
Solid win.
I hope it is. Thunderball at Le Batard show, sharks with lasers on their heads.
I don't like how Dan's just casually doing this interview. Peter even cracked the door open a little bit. Yeah. There was a seismic decision made creatively by the WWE.
Huge.
And it is one of the biggest heel turns in the history of the business, dating back to when Hulk Hogan was revealed to be Hollywood Hulk Hogan, the third man in the NWO. That's how big this is. John Cena, for the first time since he became a champion baby face in the early 2000s, has turned heel during what is supposed to be his final run with the WWE. It is a where were you type of moment. The earth stood still, Peter. What is your take on this?
No, it was sitting there. It was one of the craziest things I've ever seen. It was the magic of why people like us love this business so much. I mean, respectfully, I love competitive sports. But ultimately, in competitive sports, there can just be duds on the biggest stages. And this was a moment where, like, because WWE is what it is, you can creatively come up with the coolest thing ever. And somehow, as much as all of us have always sort of dreamed about the idea of heel John Cena, it just didn't feel on the table. And then to see The Rock give the throat slash and Cena turn on Cody. No, the earth stood still. My world ended for a moment. It was crazy.
How old are you?
I'm 45 years old, Dan.
Okay. Just making sure, because Gorilla Monsoon is not someone we all grew up admiring, although you and I are those people. I don't think anyone else here. Tony, tell me everything you know about Gorilla Monsoon.
Well, Dan, Gorilla Monsoon, of course, an incredible play-by-play guy.
Yeah.
For the Wrestling Federation.
Figured it out. Yes.
Sounds like it lives in the Sharknado film universe.
It sounds like a movie that's great, by the way. Gorilla Monsoon.
For sure.
Dan, that's something up your alley.
It's not a monsoon of gorillas.
That's right. We're going to go to Greg Cody in a second here, but another door that Peter cracked open. What happened Friday, like where we're in bed with Russia?
Bigger heel turn than Cena.
That's what he cracked the door open on what happened on Friday in America, where we disgraced ourselves to the nation in the White House.
Honestly, that's just 24 hours before John Cena turned heel. Like, in terms of seismic events, I think we can get through Friday.
To not be an ally to a nation under siege, to do that press conference.
And with that knowledge, John Cena, still in Canada, north of the border, turned on the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes.
But by the way, you have to be clear, Dan, we didn't just turn on Ukraine, because, I mean, come on, what Americans care about Ukraine? They don't go visit Kyiv for the holidays. We also ostensibly turned heel on all of Western Europe, all of the places that you do like to visit, all of the places that everybody likes to go hang. We basically held up a middle finger to all of them.
We also turned our backs to C Nation and hundreds, thousands of Make-A-Wish kids that have had their wish fulfilled by John Cena, and you got
So you're going Cena over
over
the American heel turn on Ukraine. You think Cena was even bigger?
Again, I think that we can dig ourselves out of what happened on Friday. There's no coming back for John Cena. Do you think he turns heel on Make-A-Wish? Wow. Like, I'm too busy all of a sudden.
Absolutely not.
I'm too busy.
Those are the kids. Come on.
Can't do this.
The
Too
children
busy.
are our future.
Before we go to Greg Cody, can you see in your corner your former partner of 10 years, Michael Kay? Did you know he could dance like that? Were you aware that Michael Kay was such a good dancer?
By the way, never in my life had I seen those moves from him. And to know that that is, in fact, authentically him, regardless of what he says, to me, it's a miracle. And I'm upset. You know, Dan, I got married 2 years ago. He was there. I didn't see one of
Peter,
these moves,
we confirm that this is him. He's denying it to everybody, but Michael Kay is a known liar on this front. He's always wanted to dance like this, and only in the privacy of an elevator. You and I have confirmed that this is indeed Michael Kay.
Confirmed. Awful announcing. Print it. That is Michael Kay.
Thank you. He's been trying to disguise it for a long time. Let's go out to Greg Cody and get all his Oscar takes. What are you laughing about, Cody?
That's got to be AI, right? That cannot be.
No, it's Michael Kay.
Okay.
We've confirmed it.
Okay. Pete, I have a question for Peter if he hasn't gone yet.
I'm here.
The jukebox in the back, is that a working jukebox? And if it is, I wonder if you have queued up Shirley Bassey's Goldfinger.
You know, that would work well. That is a 1961, fully operational 1961 Rockola Regis.
Wow.
And that actually would work well, but no, it is not there, unfortunately.
Okay, very disappointing.
Peter, where do we go from here?
With C Nation?
Yeah.
No,
does he wear different tights? He can't come out there with the jorts.
Russia.
Does he go black jorts? Does he wear a
Black
suit now?
jorts. I think black jorts would be the place to go. I'd love to see him in a suit, but my guess is he'll somehow just still wear the same stuff because he has like 35 dates, and I feel like the T-shirts are printed for every city John Cena has to go to. You're going to do a whole new thing now? I don't know if you can.
You got to heel the shirts up too. Instead of never give up, it's just going to be give up.
I would love that. No, turn heel. Be a turncoat. I would love to see that.
He
from
should
John.
absolutely do something like, well, you can see me now. You never were actually able to see me before.
No,
now I'm who I am.
You didn't want to see me. Now you can find. Now you have to see me.
Whoa, Peter, let's write this stuff. Good shit, bro.
Peter, I have a question that might sound insulting, but I don't mean it to be. Do you consider yourself a journalist?
No.
Okay, then never mind.
Would you?
I want to know. I want to know what the follow-up was going to be, Billy. I want to know what the follow-up was going to be.
Yeah, well, so Dan is having a moral conundrum here because he was invited by the Panthers to bang the drum before the Panthers game today, but he thinks that his journalistic integrity is going to get in the way of him participating in banging the drum to say "Let's go Panthers." So we're trying to help him through this conundrum as the show goes on today.
Dan should not do it. Dan should not do it. If Dan was a yo-yo, like myself or Don LaGreca, we go do it. Actually, I wouldn't even put Don in that category. I would do it because I'm a yo-yo. Just give me free tickets and I'm there. Dan has made a career of being higher brow. He can't bang a drum at a Panther game, for God's sake. It's beneath him.
No, it isn't. Jack Nicklaus did it. Dan Marino did it. The very top of the sports
journalism
food
profession.
chain.
Yeah, they're not journalists. This is the most reasonable mind in all of sports broadcasting.
I guarantee Udonis has probably written something more recently than Dan. I'm going to find a Players Tribune article to back this up.
I'm torn. I don't know what I'm going to do. Let's go to Greg Cody. Peter, thank you for being on with us. We appreciate it. I should tell the people that it's not just, because he's got a lot of shows, it's not just Tubi and the voice of the WWE's newest series, WWE Evolve. He's also on Don Hahn and Rosenberg weekdays from 3 to 7 p.m. on ESPN Radio New York, and he's co-host in the morning. This is insane. What are you doing? Weekdays from 5 to 10 on...
And I have a 6-week-old, by the way.
No, wait a minute. How many hours a day are you on the air?
It's too much.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to get out. I'm trying to get out. Listen,
you're
please.
doing 10 hours a day. What
You're
do you
doing the opposite of getting
You're
out.
doing a morning show.
Guys, he's doing the right thing. Trust me. As the father of an 8-week-old, he's doing the right thing. Get out there, go make your money, go do your thing, PR.
Hold on. When you say you're trying to get out, do you mean get out of the house away from your 6-week-old?
Yes, absolutely.
No, I didn't. One of these things has to go. It just hasn't happened yet. It's going to happen.
Thank you, Peter. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
If you're a small business owner, you know how difficult it can be hiring the right people. And it can be a real grind. It takes the right partner to make sure you're getting the most qualified candidates. Well, got the right partner for you. LinkedIn Jobs. When you clock out, LinkedIn clocks in. LinkedIn makes it easy to post your job for free. Share it with your network and get qualified candidates that you can manage all in one place. Meadowlark Media continues to grow as a content studio, and we strive to hire only the best and most qualified candidates. Thankfully, with LinkedIn, they've made it easy for us to find them. So, if you're a small business owner looking for the perfect hire, LinkedIn has you covered. With LinkedIn's new job posting feature, you can write job descriptions effortlessly and get your job in front of the right people using deep candidate insights. Quality matters. Based on LinkedIn data, 72% of small businesses using LinkedIn say it helps them find top talent. Join over 2.5 million small businesses using LinkedIn for hiring today. Find your next great hire only on LinkedIn. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/DLS. That's linkedin.com/DLS to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply.
All right, I know I got to do this ad read, but hold on. Let me reapply. Did you hear that? Yep, that's my new favorite lip gloss from NYX Cosmetics. Now I'm ready to talk to you. I've been a huge fan of NYX Cosmetics for many years now. In fact, I use their Thick It, Stick It brow gel every single day. So you can imagine my excitement when we recently received a special delivery to the Batard studios from our friends over at NYX Cosmetics. And there it was. When I opened the box, glowing, I heard the angels sing, "Ah." It's their latest lip gloss fat oil lip drip. It's NYX Cosmetics' first lip oil of its kind. This creamy lip oil will have your lips dripping with fat perks. You get all the shine of a lip gloss and none of the stickiness while experiencing 12-hour hydration. I'm usually a matte lip gloss kind of gal. My normal go-to is NYX Cosmetics lip gloss, the Lingerie XXL. But after applying the status update shade, I have found my new go-to lip gloss. Fat Oil Lip Drip has high shine finish with comfortable wear and none of the sticky texture. A lip product that's hydrating, non-sticky, and only $9? Now that's a win. Try Fat Oil Lip Drip from NYX Professional Makeup. Available in 14 universally flattering shades. Find your perfect Fat Oil Lip Drip. Shop now at NYXCosmetics.com or a retailer near you.
Roy, you know that moment when you're out watching puck and the server comes over and asks the table, "What can I get you guys?" And everyone freezes up? You know what you should do?
What should I do, Mike?
You've got to have some confidence.
Ooh.
Or as Jägermeister calls it, shotfidence.
I love it.
If everyone's struggling, take control. Just order for the whole table a round of ice-cold Jägermeister shots. Damn, that's cold. Because apparently, we've all been drinking Jägermeister wrong.
Well, how should we be drinking it?
We should be drinking it ice cold. At 0 degrees Fahrenheit. Roy, like Jägermeister, what else is infinitely better ice cold?
The sport of hockey, Mike.
It's in the name. It's ice hockey.
Ice hockey.
Yes, regular hockey, not as great.
Not floor hockey.
Ice hockey, real good.
Damn right.
Wherever you are, if you're hanging with friends or at the bar, call the shots. Cheers with ice-cold shots of Jägermeister. Damn, that's cold.
And remember to check Jägermeister out at DraftKingsXJägermeister.com.
Drink responsibly. Jägermeister liqueur, 35% alcohol by volume. Imported by Mass Jägermeister, U.S., White Plains, New York.
Shotfidence.
Don Le Batard.
World War III.
Stugats.
We're going to get that off the ground.
World War III, our group chat has a pretty good feeling about this one.
This is the Don Le Batard Show with the Stugats.
I am getting nonstop texts from David Sampson here, infuriated that Peter Rosenberg was our Oscars expert today and not him and Adnan.
He called Conan Conan. Yeah. Like, what's the deal with that?
And where am I going to go with Samson as it pertains to C Nation? Yeah. A nation left in tatters.
Yeah. Greg Cody, I am torn because it's not just
I got him.
It's not just that Greg Cody and Peter Rosenberg are asking me to uphold some long ago tattered journalism standard. It's that the rest of you, the younger people, disagree vehemently that that's a thing that should be protected.
You're not an active journalist anymore. I've actually gone through it. Jack Nicklaus, Udonis Haslam, and Raheem Mostert have all written more recently than you have.
Well, that's not the same as journalism, though. But I think it's less that there should be a wall up between journalists and banging the drum. It's more so that if there were a wallop, you'd be on the drum side these days.
So what do I do? Because I'd rather be on the other side. I don't actually want to do this, and it's not even.
Why not? It's a great honor.
I will tell you.
Why are you saying it's not a great honor? They don't just do this willy nilly. They're all people like Olympic gold medalists. So they're all people of repute.
Mostert,
he led the league in rushing touchdowns one year. Like everybody has something impressive on their resume that has done that.
Relationship building, Dan.
He had 18. I don't need that faraway laughter from Cody.
Relationship building.
All right, look. Mostert had 18 touchdowns in a season, deserved to bang the drum. The reason that I'm questioning the honor that it is because I think my resume is the text that I got, which is, hey, when we introduce you, how do we do so by nationality? And so I'm being honored here, I believe, simply for being Cuban American on Vamos Gatos night when I say the punctuation on Vamos Gatos is incorrect. It feels like pandering. Vamos Gatos is something that we're more likely to say in the house as Hispanic people to get the cats out of the house, not into our embrace. Vamos Gatos, I'm being used as a symbol here. It's not merely the cheerleading part of it. It's, hey, go out there and be Hispanic.
I think Vamos Gatos is let's go cats.
Yeah.
So I think that's it. Like the only thing that isn't actually grammatically correct is the lack of comma.
There's no comma there, but Vamos Gatos, let's go cats is, yes, literally translated. But if any of us were to say it in the house, it would largely be to get the cats out of the house. If we Vamos Gatos is
it'd be like Veten Gatos. Yeah. Like get out of here, cats.
That would be better as well. Yes.
I think you should look at it as even a bigger honor because out of all the Hispanic leaders in this community that have the reputation that would recommend they take part in this great honor, you're atop it.
Yeah, why'd they pick you?
They could pick anyone to pander. They picked you to pander.
I'm sure
normally
Ron,
this is an Emilio Stefan lane.
Yeah, well, we don't know who said no. In fact, I'm going to text Ron. Ron probably said no. Yeah, Ron McGill definitely said no.
Well, he definitely said no to coming to this because my wife invited his wife to come to it and they're busy. So he
classic.
All right, look, Greg, what's going on, Greg?
I'm enjoying the show. Somebody says something funny, I laugh.
All right, but what are you laughing at specifically? Because you're my greatest critic here.
Yeah. Well, you are doing journalism right now to put a microscope on the validity of the actual phrase Vamos Gatos. So that's journalism. I think before you bang the drum, you should give a little tutorial to the 15,000 fans gathered there getting ready to cheer Let's Go Panthers, because you need to instruct them. You need to be informative. You need to bring out all of your Hispanic knowledge of the language and learn people. You know, they don't want to learn, they don't want to earn. You got to teach.
He's right about that.
Yeah. So do you chant also, or you just hit the drum?
I don't want to do any of it, guys.
Well, because it's Hispanic heritage, so you would, I guess you don't say "Let's Go Panthers" now. You say "Vamos Gatos."
So let's Greg Cody.
Oh, I know what you should do. You should bring your dad as like a sort of meat shield.
Yeah.
He's more famous anyways.
Yeah. Don't do that.
Why did they ask?
Don't do that. You've done that move way too much.
Yeah, don't do that.
That's why
you got to take this one on the chin. It's a winning move.
That's
but you got to take this one on the chin.
Move.
This is about relationship building. After
it used
all.
to be. He's no longer a television personality. You're no longer a journalist.
Jeez.
Wow, harsh.
Still a voter, though.
I think I still am a journalist right up until I bang the drum. I think
you've definitely discredited yourself long before that.
I think.
When you attacked Rob Manfred, it was kind of writing was on the wall.
Pretty much there.
Yeah.
Even back then, it was like awfully convenient. All right, write quarterly.
I'm scared of this for a number of different reasons. Here's one of them. The last time I tried to get a chant off the ground at the Food and Wine Festival, it went like this.
Coca-Cola. Can I get a Coca-Cola chant? Coca-Cola.
Yeah, this is why you should be saying no to it. Yeah. There is no doubt in my mind, whatever is asked of you, and I think it's very little, you're going to be very bad at it.
I don't know.
Yeah, you're going to be awkward, clumsy. It's going to be terrible.
Well, this is why I don't want to do it. I know this too. I want to shroud it in journalistic integrity of some sort. That feels better, but I'm scared of the whole thing.
You're going to be awkward. You're going to be offbeat.
Yeah.
It's just going to be a bad look for you.
I do enthusiasm poorly. Public
public enthusiasm.
Jessica, why are you cringing face? I do public performative enthusiasm
I'm
poorly.
picturing it, and it's just not. Have you practiced?
It's repressed.
also-
What if
Do you
you
have a
get
drum?
booed? Ooh.
Also, like that far north, are you aware of what they think of us? Like, you're not going to get cheered, pal.
I know. This is why it's easier to avoid it. It's easier to
But
just
you're
say,
not trying to avoid it. You're trying to put it down like you're too cool for school, like it's not some great honor, which it is.
no, but
in
you-
fact, if you do a great job, they might invite you back because everyone's going to be like, remember all that juice Levitard had? Yeah, let's go.
You have exposed me before all. I am vulnerable. I am splayed open before everybody. I don't want to do this because I'm afraid of it. I don't want to do this because it's wrong. The only reason I want to do it is because Mike, Roy, and Chris Cody say I should. And that I must. Say that I must.
It's a great honor.
they-
Yeah,
absolutely.
You
Stanley Cup
only
champion.
want him to do it because then there's like a 0% chance if he doesn't do it, you get to do it, and maybe like a 1% chance if he gets to do it that one day you'll get to do it.
I am not worthy, though I am more of a journalist than Dan.
Billy.
Jalen Ramsey did it. He's not a journalist.
Billy, what do you vote here? Like, is anyone coming with me if I decide to do this?
In the helicopter? Or not?
Absolutely not. And by
Can
the
you pass by
way,
Kendall?
BT Dubs a little offended the McGills were asked.
I'm going to be there regardless.
Being a
Covering the game.
journalist.
Being a
Roy,
journalist,
would
exactly
you do
right.
it if you were asked?
Of course I would.
Well, hold on a second.
And he's an actual journalist.
Roy's an active journalist.
Wait, but Roy, you were just saying last week how you would never wear Panthers stuff to a Panthers game. So are you going to do it in like a button-down shirt because that's too far of a line to cross, but you'll bang the drum?
Exactly. I'll be wearing what I'm wearing right now.
Well, no, you get a personalized jersey.
Yeah, Dan, you should do it just for that. You get a free jersey out of it.
I don't want a free jersey.
Why not?
You're going to have to
Because
upsize
It's
it.
comfortable.
You'll get it. It'll be a number 1 jersey with Levitard on the back.
No,
What
she
number
asked for
did they?
305.
Yeah, did they ask you your number?
Big jersey.
Jalen Ramsey was number 5.
I'm really torn on this.
You should be.
I don't. Well, you say I should be. You don't think I should be. You think this is an easy call.
Well, look, okay, first of all, the Panthers are too polite to have told you this, but you're auditioning, okay? If you blow it, then you'll never be heard from again in that arena. If you're pretty good, they might invite you back for the playoffs. If you bang the drum in the playoffs, then you've arrived. But it's an all-lose situation for you. You know, everything could go wrong. You could be offbeat on the drum. You know, instead of chanting "Let's go Panthers," they're going to chant Coca-Cola. The whole thing could end up being a nightmare. I'm just really worried.
How is he so much better in the other room?
Vamos Gatos, you think they're going to ask me to get the stadium to start chanting that? Vamos Gatos.
Well, the drum does it. And like they may do.
Do you not know what you're doing with the drum?
I have a vague, faint idea.
Oh, boy.
I also don't know the tradition of the drum. I don't know any of the history of the drum. Billy, please.
Telling them
Billy,
these
Mark,
things.
Mark, tell me all about it.
You
Mark.
need to, so they say "Let's go Panthers," and then you do the clap, 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 clap. So it's the 4 doom, 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 doom.
Right.
Do you know that? Do you not know the beat that you're supposed to be drumming to?
I have seen Mike McDaniel do it poorly. I've seen Jack Nicklaus do it.
Mike McDaniel did not do it poorly. If you think Mike McDaniel did it poorly, then you should say no because I'm going to be bad at this, and that's the only reason.
Oh my God, I might have to actually watch the Panthers game tonight.
Dan Marino did it poorly. I'm sorry. It wasn't Mike McDaniel. Mike McDaniel did it very well because he reared back and really sold it.
You got to eat it up. This is an incredible moment. Again, they don't do this before every game. They only do this when they have a celebrity big enough and a game that's big enough that you have to have a super famous celebrity to come up there and meet that moment and get the people crazy.
Tony, your opinion and Billy's opinion. And Jessica, I'm not sure. I feel like you've said I should not do this. You're alone in that room and saying that I should not do this.
I think that you should just do it because your job falls more in line with entertainment than journalism these days.
Yeah.
Heel turn, Dan Levitard.
Wow, end of career heel turn.
Yep.
You should do this because the doubts that we have in this is not journalism, ethics. No. I just don't think you're socially adept.
Yeah,
enough
you're
to
bringing the
nail
wrong
this
energy.
assignment.
Like, you gotta-
at your age, you need to prove
Negative.
the doubters wrong. You
Yeah.
need to be able to hit the drum on a particular cadence and get an arena full of people saying, "Let's
Fired
go
up.
Panthers." If you're not able to clear this very low bar, then we all need to take a look at ourselves.
Yeah.
Has to be just right, the timing. You can't be an iota off. Has to be perfect.
Yeah.
Or else an arena full of people is going to hoot and howl, at your expense if it's not perfect.
I am going to decide what to do with the rest of my career based on your ability or lack thereof to nail the cadence of a Let's Go Panthers drum beat.
Yeah. No pressure, Dan. But
this is, look, I've told you, I don't know how often this has happened before in our past. I am speaking most honestly to you right now. I don't want to do this, and the reason I don't want to do it is because I am simply splayed out in front of you 100% afraid of it.
Yeah, stop saying splayed. It's gross. I don't know why, but it's gross.
It's an HR thing.
Also, you're going to do like the drum part of In the Air Tonight. I just know it. You're going to screw this all up.
Yeah. Why did you just say no? Just tell him no then.
It's too late. He's trying to think of a good excuse to tell them no now, but it's too late. You've already said you're going to do it.
I'm committed.
I have not. No, that's not in any way true. I don't know I'm going to do it.
Okay,
no,
well,
I brought
this is very rude to our friends over at the
right.
Florida Panthers.
Yeah. If they're watching this, you're going to get a call shortly saying,
No,
"Hey, guess what, friend? You're not doing it.
The phone's
Emilio's
been going.
doing
Look,
it."
no, wait a minute. You guys misunderstood. No, you guys misunderstood what I brought in here. No, absolutely. You've got this wrong. I have not decided what I'm doing here.
That's awful.
Last night,
that's really terrible.
Last night, Roy, and Chris, and Mike, I think you abstained, but Roy and Chris were adamant that this is something I must do. And I'm like, I must do it. Why must I do this?
I don't think that they really analyze how much this can affect their careers negatively if you go out there and embarrass
I
yourself.
realized it, and I'm telling you that I'm filing it under a bunch of other stuff, but I'm afraid of it as well. Like, we could talk about journalism. I'd love to put myself in the cloak of journalism, splayed out or not, and say I'm not doing this because I'm a journalist. I cannot do that. I am afraid of blowing this moment because I do not have the rhythm, the confidence, or the enthusiasm for it that you need to have that Roy would have if he was given this opportunity.
Oh, that drum would have no shot against Roy.
He'd break the drum or the drum stick.
Hole in the drum.
Yeah, Roy should be doing it, not you.
It's the lightning in town, and he breaks that damn drum.
Dude, this is against the lightning, the bolts? Dan, come on, man.
I have envisioned a scenario where I hit it so hard the first time that it flies out of my hand because I have not practiced.
Unlikely.
Oh my God, and then it hits a player, and then the game gets postponed.
Or the veteran. Oh, it's a World War II veteran. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh,
the 100-year-old guy they wheel out every game.
Yeah, Dan, that's a thing. I don't know if you know this. A Panthers game, they do bring out like a vet, and you have to stand, tip your cap to the vet, applause.
The older the better.
Do that.
Yeah.
Are you going to do that?
Just so you know, it's when they play We Could Be Heroes.
Yeah. And if they're cheering, if people are standing and cheering, you didn't hear why, it's probably a vet, not you.
And you got to say red. You don't say Knight anymore because we traded him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's going to be the first game, too.
That's going to be the first. Oh,
Dan,
do we say Knight? No, we do say Knight to honor him.
Be on your best
Did you know we traded for Seth Jones?
That's a big trade. We didn't talk about
Popeye Jones' son is now a
Yes.
Florida Panther.
Yes.
How about that? Greg, did you know that? Popeye Jones' kid is
I
a Florida
did know
Panther.
that. That's exciting.
Well, you know Puck.
Dan's going, who's Seth Jones?
No, talk to his dad 55 minutes about it. I'm a hockey expert. Watch me bang that drum.
Okay.
If you're a small business owner, you know how difficult it can be hiring the right people. And it can be a real grind. It takes the right partner to make sure you're getting the most qualified candidates. Well, got the right partner for you. LinkedIn Jobs. When you clock out, LinkedIn clocks in. LinkedIn makes it easy to post your job for free. Share it with your network and get qualified candidates that you can manage all in one place. Meadowlark Media continues to grow as a content studio, and we strive to hire only the best and most qualified candidates. Thankfully, with LinkedIn, they've made it easy for us to find them. So, if you're a small business owner looking for the perfect hire, LinkedIn has you covered. With LinkedIn's new job posting feature, you can write job descriptions effortlessly and get your job in front of the right people using deep candidate insights. Quality matters. Based on LinkedIn data, 72% of small businesses using LinkedIn say it helps them find top talent. Join over 2.5 million small businesses using LinkedIn for hiring today. Find your next great hire only on LinkedIn. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/DLS. That's linkedin.com/DLS to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply. Howdy, folks. It's Mike Ryan. I talk to you about Miller Time all the time, but we're in the wintertime right now, and one of my favorite pastimes is to crack open a Miller Lite and enjoy myself some Miller Time during the wintertime because when there's a brisk chill in the air, it just makes everything right. My friends and I who live down here in South Florida can actually sit outside because it's not super muggy. We can thoroughly enjoy our Miller Time together. And for you listening, I know there's a lot of things going on right now. Sports, chief among them. Nothing more important than sports. From basketball and hockey to game night, winter means more moments with the coolest people in your life. Make these moments even better with Miller Lite, the great-tasting light beer for people who love beer. Now's the perfect time for friends, family, and a great-tasting light beer. Tastes like Miller time! And you know Miller Lite is brewed for taste. It hits different than other light beers, and at just 96 calories and 3.2 grams of carbs per 12 ounces, Miller time is always a good time. Miller Lite, great taste, 96 calories. Go to MillerLite.com/Dan to find delivery options near you, or you can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere they sell beer. Tastes like Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.